All right, we got special guest Brett today. So Brett, I saw you've been stretching a little bit more. You did like the Jean-Claude Van Damme like split machine there. So have you been stretching your whole life, or is just something you're starting now again? Or
Man, I've been trying to get flexible my whole life. It's been a lifelong attempt. Even when I was even when I was super small growing up, I was I was 155 pounds when I graduated high school, right? So I wasn't even flexible when I was small. So it's been a battle the entire time, but I've kept at it. Even then, playing college football and stuff, I would do extra stretching and things just because, flexibility wasn't a strong suit and you needed to, because getting tackled and stuff, you would put your body in, crazy different positions. So that was a big one. Then as I've grown in bodybuilding, I've tried to keep in as much stretching as I can, because you can't get worse than what it already was. So, I definitely try to, it's what I do, a lot of morning routine work. I try to do something every morning, wake up, because I don't like to eat right away. I usually like to get my morning going. Obviously, if cardio, if it's not cardio day, I'll do, some core work abs and calves, whatever. But what else I do in there is I try to do not a lot, but I try to incorporate stretching, especially on leg days. Like the morning of leg days, I'll spend a lot of extra time, a little bit more dynamic stretching. So stretching with movement to kind of warm up. That way, when you get to the gym and stuff, you're overly stretched, you're more loosened and don't have to worry about it through your workout. So, I definitely stole that idea from Jay Cutler, because remember watching his old, I don't know if you guys watched those, his old and he has that heavy duty one. I think Sean Clarita has that one too, and it's $500 or something like that. But I ended up just buying. Oh no. Q's the one that gave me the link to it. He's the one that gave me the link to get it on Amazon. Yeah, I got that off Amazon from Q.
Oh, Q, you got that? You got that contraption also?
Yes, sir.
No way. You guys both got it. I don't even have one.
Because we need somebody to force a stretch, and there's nobody there. We got to use it.
That's funny. Yeah,
you're flexible enough. You don't have to.
Yeah, I'm not too bad, to be honest. I've actually improved my flexibility a lot lately, because I've been using my friend's app, Jujimufu. Created this app. It's called Stretch Strong, and it's like a custom programs that changes every week. So it's 4 days, and then it takes 20 to 35 minutes, and then it creates a program for you. So it's you don't even think about it. There's the sets, the seconds, the rest, and the exercises. There's there's videos over 400 different stretches. It's really cool, the Stretch Strong app. That's why, Brett, I told you about that, because I saw you were doing that. So you could really squeeze that in the morning. It's a subscription based, but for me, I think it's worth it, because people say bodybuilders are not flexible, but you know why we're not flexible? Because we don't like stretching like we like training. That's the only thing. Because if we actually stretched a lot, we'd be as flexible as everyone else or more, because we actually do a lot of range of motion when we do our stuff, right? So for me, I've noticed a big difference just doing the app 4 times a week. I'm way more flexible just in 2 weeks compared to usual. And my gauge is I do yoga every Sunday. And if I would just stretch like that once a week, I would have time to get stiff again by Sunday. Be okay one day, then I would stiff again by Sunday. But with the stretching multiple times a week, now I fucking, the last 2 yoga I did, I was like, man, this is fucking easy. I'm also leaner. I'm 270 pounds right now instead of whatever 290. So that helps also. But I find that stretching, we can be flexible. We just got to put the time in, which for us, it's if we go in the gym, we do our cardio, we do cardio at night or whatever, we're busy. Sometimes just that extra fucking hour of stretching that we would do is this is the free time we have in our day, right? So it's just a little bit of discipline. So I get it. Stretching is not very rewarding when you do it anyway. It's not like the pump in the gym or anything else, right? It's just kind of I'm just sitting there. So when I stretch at home, I actually watch stuff on my iPad and things like that. And so
how much also in your training though, don't you feel much more, I guess the word is secure, you feel more confident because you're more flexible, right? So and part of that's losing weight. We all feel that, going through prep. Each week you get a little bit more flexible, a little more weight off of you, but you feel more confident in your training because those uncomfortable feels start going away. So it's huge. Like you said, you don't know if it's the weight, but it's both. But that's the beautiful thing is you can do both at the same time. Just feel like $1,000,000.
Yeah, dude, my squats, my deadlifts, my everything leg, when I die down, I'm more flexible. So much easier. The mechanics are oh, this is what I'm supposed to feel like. when I'm off season, just that extra 3 inches in my waist fucks everything up for some reason. It's like everything gets comfortable. I do just a deadlift off the ground. I don't do that at all off season, right? So you're right. I think it's probably a combination of everything. And yeah, but Nick, do you stretch a little bit, or you?
No, I unfortunately skipped that portion totally.
What about when you're pumped up, like stretching the stretch muscle? You do a little bit of that, or?
Yeah, that I'll do. But as far as like actual stretching, no, I need to get better at that.
You know what you could do? It's like super passive stretching, but this guy, Matcha Strength Recovery in the GTA area in Toronto, he's like amazing. You just go on the ground and he just stretches for you. Like Jay Cutler, you had a girl doing that at one of his DVDs, I think. So he just stretches you. If you just sit there, you go on your phone, he stretches your legs for you like a.
Really?
Yeah. You should try to find somebody that does that.
There's more and more places that are doing that. When I lived in Colorado, there was a place called Stretch Zone. Wow. And you literally went there, and it was like paying for a massage. But you went there, and somebody stretched you for an hour. I was about to go actually try it out, but then COVID hit, and obviously it shut down. No one is going. But they actually have those like stretching.
I wonder if they got some in Vegas.
For sure they do, and if they don't,
for sure they do.
If they don't, some guy's gonna make money very soon hearing this. Yeah, right.
All those strippers need to stay limber in Vegas, so they're at
They got one.
You found one.
There's a stretch lab and stretch zone.
Oh, stretch zone. That's what Brett said.
Yeah. I think it wasn't for you guys.
Watch out, 2024.
Check that out.
Could you imagine they have it on they have a schedule. They look, this guy named Dick Walker's coming in, and he walks through the fucking door.
What is
I need
that?
to be stretched.
A mutant?
All right, who's got?
Hey, imagine that.
Probably like, what the fuck is that?
All right, then we need 3 people on one body.
Hold them down.
2024 Olympia. Nick Walker splits on stage.
Let's do it.
That'll be a sight.
Oh, right? Yeah. Hey, well, how about Q? So you got this machine. You even inspired Brett to get it. Why, have you been stretching more?
I've been slacking with that machine specifically lately, but I do a lot of dynamic warm-ups before the workout, and I do loaded stretches.
Dude, I've seen you like doing the sides, the dynamic stretches and the back kicks. I've seen Q's got some fucking kicks over there. You're not as bad as I thought, to be honest.
I'm always on top of like mobility stuff, but I think I could do a better job at doing more static stretches at home just to kind of get things a little bit more limber.
Yeah. It just creates it demands a little bit of discipline, right? I think we have so much real estate in our head that's occupied by everything else. Adding like that is pretty hard. That's why the app for me is like there's no thinking. I just put that on. Okay, I'm doing this today, and I just watch TV and I do it. Helps me a lot. But yeah,
what's the app called?
Huh?
What's the app called?
Stretch Strong.
Stretch Strong.
Stretch Strong.
Yeah, it's legit. I looked at it yesterday. It's pretty cool.
Is it?
Yeah. Juji did a good job on it.
Yeah, Juji worked really hard on it. I'm actually gonna.
Oh, he made it.
Oh yeah, he made it from scratch.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's a rock star, man.
Strong. Let me pull it
so
up.
Much.
Yeah, he's the best.
It had to take him a long ass time to make that.
Oh, for sure it did. Yeah. So there's like exercises. If you just want a library of exercises, there's an option. It's like you roll the dice and it picks a random stretch out of the whole over 400 the bank. And there's little videos on it. There's a lot of cool stuff. I really like it. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, there's also dynamic stretches before the workout, but it's called the activation. But I remove that when I'm at night, and you can add a bonus stretch that's like more like a little extra. So it's cool. Yeah, I've been talking about stretching a lot lately, just because of that app. It's a good app, to be honest. You guys should check it out. So, all right. So stretching is done. Talked about that, Brett. So we had you last time a few months ago, I think. But now what's been new since then?
The end of the year, the new year, man, 2024. So I don't remember exactly when we talked. I was out of Olympia, right? So we talked about the gut stuff a little bit. So got that all finished in the year. Like I said, I was working with Dom Kuza and just had a pretty extensive protocol with that. Just multiple drinks per day, a lot of probiotics, and we did that for about 2 months. And then after that, my digestion was and it just got better right from the start. But
Really?
after that, it was completely cleaned out. But then I just waited. I kind of waited. My goal was to go through the end of the year, because at the same time, I think I told you last time, is I actually came off of everything in regards to PEDs. So I even took out tests. I just wanted to get completely everything out of me, check the blood work multiple times, and also just reset your receptors in general. Because this is the first time, I've done, obviously done cruises over the years. Last time I probably was fully off was probably in 2018, maybe 2018. So I just wanted to do that for myself, and man, it was a good idea at the start, but damn, there at the end it was rough. You know what I mean? Because I went and got my blood work done, and my total test was at 41. I don't know if you guys have the same readings there with your blood work or not, but that's extremely, extremely low.
Oh, man.
And so I was feeling all that, man. I had no libido. I was always tired, but I just was going to hold off. So training sucked. Yeah, I had no pump. I'd go into the gym and no pump at all the entire time. So it was just more all right, I got to maintain where I'm at. So I got down to 240, and I just sat there. I was eating 3 or 4 meals a day, and just to kind of clear digestion. And I'm like, I'll stay here. And then when the new year starts, that will be when we take off. So I was really looking forward to January 1st. And so then we got here, and, after Christmas break came home, and it's amazing what a couple shots of testosterone and 25 milligrams of Anavar will do for you in about 2 weeks. So,
Wow.
So we're rolling now. Like I said, I woke up at 260 this morning. I put on 20 pounds last 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah, and so it's
Holy shit.
The body's just responding extremely well. Receptors, now looking at it's okay, it was great. It was a great break. I have a lot of things I can do ahead now, because we're not going, we're not pushing really hard or anything. It's just like I said, I'm on. First week was 250 tests. Second week now is 500 milligrams of test per week and 25 milligrams of Anavar pre-workout. And I'm just responding and I'm hungry. That's the best part, is my appetite is here now. I'm eating 5 meals, but I already want 6. I'm starving every day, and I'm still gaining weight. So this is just something I haven't felt in probably 3 or 4 years. You know what I mean? Because I was just always so, completely drenched with food all the time, right? So I didn't have those appetite ambitions or anything. So now I'm just in a really good spot, man. I'm locked in. Family's going really well. Business, I told Nick about it a little bit, but I have this new product coming out here the week after the Arnold, so here in about 5-6 weeks, and we've been building the shit out of that for a marketing campaign, and so life is good right now. So sometimes you got those bad dips, and it was a really hard end of the year, for me mentally too. But now, like I said, I resetted, and mentally I feel really, really good, and everything's fine, man. So I'm happy.
That's awesome. So that product you're talking about, you want to keep it under wraps for now?
I know I can show. It's gonna be out. We're gonna start seeing. I got some right here actually. So
it's
called Butcher Bomb. You guys are actually gonna be the first people I've actually kind of talked about this, besides just individual people. So background story on this real quick. Over the years, I've always used it called horse linen. You put it on your joints. It's pretty much biofreeze, extra strength biofreeze. So me and Martin used to just do crazy weights in the gym on leg day. We put that shit on our knees just to numb them out. I don't want to feel my knees. I just numb them out. And so I was ever since we started doing that, I was I want to build a product that has that in it, but also more, right? It needs to have a little bit more than just menthol, right? And so this has been a work in progress for the last, 4 or 5 years. But finally, I was able to get the right connections. I had to go through China on a few things. But what it is, it has that menthol effect, so it has that biofreeze effect, but it also has BPC 157 and TB 500 in it as a topical version. So it actually absorbs through the skin. It's one of the only first products that actually have that absorption through the skin. So you can put it on, like you said, you say any muscles hurt or joints hurt, you put it on to mask it. Okay, I gotta go train. I'll put it on so I don't feel it. But it's also, it's also healing you at the same time. So this is, I think that'd be huge.
I'll load that up on my hamstring all day.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
You can use it for recovery. You can just use it at night. And the thing is, I'm going to be marketing it to like everybody. 80-year-old grandmas can use this on their low back. You know what I mean? So it's like it has a lot of potential on it, and it's been a lot of fun to create and finally get it done. So that's what this beginning of the year is going to look like for me.
Well, I'm going to do an order for sure. That's a great
idea. Oh, yeah.
I was debating sending you guys some, but I didn't know how that would work, sending like the peptides over into Canada. So I was debating that for a little bit. I didn't know if I could do that.
I think it's fine. I think it's fine, to be honest. Yeah.
I just don't want to. I'm scared to send anything into Canada after the Bumstead stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what you could do? You could actually put like a return address that's bogus if you're scared.
Yeah.
I heard they do that.
I'll get some to you guys somehow. I might bring some to the Arnold. And just
there you go. I'll be the Arnold, obviously.
Then it's on you flying it home.
Yeah. All right. So everyone's going to the Arnold then. Q, you got to come visit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a 4.5, 5 hour drive.
It is. Yeah.
You're close. That's right. Yeah.
That's not that far, eh?
No. I think it's more like 6 hours, but still, it's great.
Yeah. It wasn't a far drive at all, man. So I'll definitely pull up.
Sweet. It's awesome, Nick. You'll be there.
Yeah, we need a train, Q.
You name the time and the place, bro.
Now that you're getting skinny, I want to see it.
What do you weigh now, Q?
300.
Nice.
Oh, slim.
And it
slim
feels
boy.
so good.
It feels fantastic. I had like a 7-pound weight drop this morning. I was like, holy fuck.
From yesterday?
Wait, you dropped 7 pounds overnight?
Yeah.
Did you not eat?
No. We just started some cutters. We just threw in some Clen, Yohimbi, and I believe that's it.
How much cardio? How much cardio?
Cardio's at 35. It was 35 minutes 5 days a week. Now it's 6 days a week.
Yeah.
So it's nothing crazy yet.
It's not on leg day, right?
I actually would do it on leg day.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I for some reason I just feel better when I do cardio in the morning.
I always do cardio.
I do it every day.
I prefer
it. Okay.
Yeah.
I split it up. I do.
Sometimes I get lazy, and then when I have to do it at night, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
I feel every single step.
Yeah, it is more. I tend to procrastinate a little bit more at night, but I do 20. I do 20 and 20, so it's not too bad.
Really?
You like it like that? You don't do all 40 at once?
Sometimes I will do it in the morning all at once, but I like the 20 and 20 because I can get a good sweat in 20 minutes, and I find I'm more active, dispersed equally throughout the day because I do the morning. I'm active a little bit. I do my training, big training in the afternoon. Then I pose after that. And then I'm going to do another part where I'm going to sweat and be active at night. So I'm like active 3 times a day. For me, but to be honest, I could do 0 cardio and fucking get lean. Like it's just that I just like to do it. It's just I don't have to do a lot.
I like that idea of just the spikes. The spikes in metabolism, the spikes in your heart rate.
Yeah.
That's why. Even if I'm doing cardio, I'll get steps in. I'll do a morning walk or an evening walk. Take the dog and the kid just to get movement and digestion.
I've actually started doing like walks on the treadmill at night, just to keep moving. Because you do feel the difference completely. From like sitting around or moving. You can feel it.
Well, just get things moving through you too. Activate the process of digestion.
Yeah.
So that sitting in you like a rock when you hit the bed. At least you're getting that go.
I agree.
So Antoine, tell us a little bit. You're the kind of host, so you're not going to ask yourself, but I'm interested. So how is this prep going? I mean, I haven't watched any shows lately, but I want a little update from you in general.
So I took pretty much like the whole year to just like I was resting, not as much as you, but I was resting. And so when I started the prep, everything got back in. I improved like really fast, like the fastest I've ever changed in my life in all the preps, and so that was kind of cool. And the diet was like, I think we reduced carbs a little bit after the first week and a half. And then since then, we kind of like up the carbs slowly, but my weight keeps like getting down slowly and my body's getting harder. So the prep so far has been like, it's been easy until like 7 weeks out to get a little bit harder. 6 weeks out got harder. And now it's like, I'm feeling like it's going to be 5 weeks out this weekend, but I only got a month left after that. And then maintained for the other shows I want to do. But yeah, nothing extreme. 20 minutes in cardio in the morning, 20 at night. I don't do any cardio on leg day. We do a power hot yoga once or twice a week, but now it's more like once a week on Sunday morning. So I do like every day I'm doing something. I'm either training or doing cardio for sure. My split is 5 days a week. It's a classic bro split. I do a back, I do chest Tuesday, Wednesday off, Thursday is arms usually, then Friday legs, Saturday delts, Sunday off. So it's pretty simple. Diet is right now on my off day, I'm at, I think it's like 3,500 calories on my off day. And then my 2 high days, Tuesdays and Mondays, I'm like 5,000 calories. And the training days is close to 4,000. So
wow. Still eating. That's good.
Yeah, I'm still eating, but yeah, I guess so. But the thing is, like, let's say, because I'm 270 pounds, right? So even though my proportions are made that I don't look as, like, I lack some muscle in some areas, obviously, but 270 pounds of muscle at 6 foot, you're burning a lot of calories.
Yeah.
For me, when I'm eating like 3,400 like today in 5 meals, fucking dying. It's like it's like a guy eating like 1,800, right? Doing his first prep or something.
Yeah, so, I don't think people get that. They're like, oh, you're so lucky you get to eat some, like, you know, I've always said that in the past. But it's like when you go from like 5,500 down to like 3,500, it feels like you're almost zero carb, right? It's like because it's what your body's used to, what you're primed it for, right? You're still at that crazy reduction. Plus, you know, add in the PEDs and what they're doing to you too, and burning everything up, you know. So that's part of it too. Yeah,
I mean, a deficit is a deficit. Even if you're like, let's say if you're maintaining at 4,000 and you're eating 38, after a while, the longer you're at 38, the harder it's going to get, because the body doesn't know. Like, the body's kind of weird, because if you would be in nature back in the day and you would be like 3 months in a deficit, the body's like, dude, you're in danger. Keep going like that for a while, you're going to die. So that's why for us, the longer we're on prep, it gets pretty hard on our mood and everything. They're tired. It's just that it's kind of
that's why you start losing sleep. It's because it's actually your brain's trying to wake you up to go, you know, to go hunt and gather, right? You need to go get.
Funny you say that. Like, funny you say that. Like 2 weeks ago, when my body kind of like went over the edge, you know, like my composition changed a lot, and I'm more like, oh, I look like I'm a bodybuilder now. As soon as this happened, my sleep got fucked. Done. I wake up like 4 times a day, a night, 4 or 5 times a night. Even with the CPAP, I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. And
the only time I had like I only woke up 3 times is when I had I had a giant steak last Sunday. So Dorian says, go have a steak and potatoes. And I was like, oh, they didn't have potatoes there, so I got some carrots. But he didn't say how big the steak was. I said, all right, fuck, I'll get the biggest one. 45 ounce.
You said one steak.
45
one
ounce.
Steak, 45 ounces.
45 ounces.
Did you eat it all?
All of it. And I even like chewed on the bone. I was so hungry. But the crazy thing, because I didn't have any carbs, dude, I felt fucking great after.
Good.
I was like, dude, I feel like I'm not like drowsy. I didn't feel full, but then 2 hours and a half later, I ate meal 5, and I think it just went on top of the meat, and I was like, oh, I'm full now. But other than that, dude, I would do that again. I would do 25 ounces or something. That would be more reasonable. But, dude, yeah, that's the only night I had like somewhat of a good sleep is when I ate that much food.
Right. Yeah, that's mostly what it is. People are always like, it's the trinsomnia and everything. I'm like, that's part of it, but it's mainly your
food.
Body's waking you up to eat. That's what it is.
I think you're right. You know what the Juji does, though? Nick, you probably love that. It's cute, too. And I guess we all would love that. So he has a thing you put on your bed that makes the bottom of the bed cool. So it's like a thing that goes, it's like an AC cooling system in the bed. Mm-hmm. So you never get the sweats.
Guy has something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then on the other half of the bed, for his wife, there's a one that heats up her side.
It heats up, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like I gotta buy that.
Cool. I keep the room freezing at all times.
Yeah, mine's pretty.
It's like 67 degrees, and I have my fan blasting on my face.
Yeah, same thing. I do the same thing. I still heat up in the sheets though. It's weird.
Me too, a little bit, but I feel it.
Yeah. Hugh, what's your temperature, Hugh? Fucking 33 Celsius.
In my house?
Yeah.
74 right now. I sleep 74 degrees.
Why?
And dude, I run hot, too.
Because he's like
no, bro. That's not right. No.
But the funny thing is, I can sleep cold too. I just, for some reason, I don't know. I just prefer to sleep hot. I can sleep anywhere. I can sleep hot, cold.
You don't sweat? It don't wake you up and shit?
Sorry?
Doesn't wake you up like the heat?
Like sometimes. Like I was sick a couple weeks ago, and I had a couple more sweats because I was sick. So that would wake me up. It was really annoying, but I didn't want to open the window because I had a cold.
Oh, yeah, don't open the window. I hate opening the window. Mm. Yeah. You should probably make the room a little colder, though.
Wait, does so you live with Adair? Does she like the cold too, or she likes the warm?
So there was a period where she would have the door open when we slept.
Okay.
And yeah, and it was really cold. It's wintertime here.
So she likes cold better.
Yeah, yeah. And honestly, I slept fine. I'm not gonna lie. Like I did fall asleep easier because you snuggle into the blanket.
Yeah,
you get real warm. Yeah. I see, I was like, oh shoot, it's the morning. Right? But that 5 to 15 seconds before I got snuggled up and cozy, I was suffering. And I hated it.
Yeah. Yeah. I hurry up to go into blankets too. Brett, what's your temperature? Your favorite temperature?
Well, guys, pre-baby, I used to be like Nick. I was like 67 degrees. I don't have a choice anymore. So it's usually 71 or 72 in our house, and I fucking hate it.
Oh, man.
And it's summer there, right? It's hot over there.
Yeah, right now it's been pretty good, man. It was like 71 today. Like right now outside.
Really?
We've had like a perfect winter down here. It's like 65 to 75 every day.
That's great weather.
Yeah, it's been really good lately. So I've been actually just kind of chilling on the porch in the evening and stuff, just enjoying the weather.
Oh yeah,
that's dope.
How's the baby?
She's awesome, man. Yeah. It's there's so much going on now. Like once you reach that 7-month part, she turned 8 months today, but it's she can crawl now. So if I got to shut the door, she just walk up and be right underneath me without me. I'll be like, she's just everywhere. So she's crawling everywhere. She's running around in her the walker thing, and she just goes. We go outside and she'll just follow me just down the street, just walking. It's so funny.
That's awesome.
That's awesome though.
So
yeah, she got 4 teeth coming in all at the same time on the top. They're just all coming at the same time, and it's just funny seeing her. She smiles, and there's one coming in a little bit more than the other, and it's just hilarious. So
that's funny.
It's been a lot of fun.
So when did you find that she started to become her own little person, right? Because at first they're they're just little things are alive, but at some point, now it says she's crawling, you can see her attitude, right? So when did she start to become a person yet, or?
Yeah, no, that's what I meant. Just recently, it's really picked up, and that's exactly what you're talking about. It's she's discovering things, being more independent. Now it was mainly just waiting for mainly mom or me to come get her or whatever. Now it's oh shit, I kind of run this stuff. I can do whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go destroy this. I'm gonna go pull on this. I'm gonna go mess with the dog. She'll fuck with our dog all the time. Just go over to him and pull his ear and stuff.
That's funny.
And so she's getting super active. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, so Q and Nick, you guys want to have babies someday or what?
Yeah,
I'm sure at some point, but right now, not really where my mind's at.
Okay, I want babies now if I could. If it happens, I would keep it. We want babies.
Keep it.
I'd keep it.
Yeah, 2024, baby Vaillant is everywhere. That'd be sick.
Yep. Are you doing the baby protocol?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm waiting. I'm doing some testing and stuff to see what's up, which is kind of a funny timing with prep. But whatever. I'm gonna make it happen. 100%.
Well, hey, just keep shooting your shot, bro. I got her pregnant when I was on prep. I was on 750 tests and 500 primo, and she got pregnant. So
there you go. No pulling out here.
That's a strong swimmer, man.
Oh yeah, little Wilkins, huh?
Keep trying.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, but also with that, no, I will say this to you. Part of the reason like why I came all the way off and stuff is because I wanted to monitor blood work to see if like LH and FSH actually came back out of the gutter, right? So if any bodybuilders do their blood work while they're on, their LH, which is their luteinizing hormone, is probably 0.1. Like they get 0.1 or in between 0.1 to 0.3. And so what I wanted to see with this is like, okay, so I did the full HCG, Clomid, Novadex, right? I didn't do any, what's the other one?
HMG.
HMG. I didn't do any of that, just HCG, Clomid, and Novadex. And then by the time I got my last blood work, it was my LH went all the way back up into range. So it did work. Like seeing that those are, like I said, that's just your LH and FSH, but those are a good indicator of fertility. So, it's definitely a possibility for you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking that after like all these prep this year, I would reserve a good amount of time for that, I think, and just see what's up. The best scenario is that the best scenario for me is that qualify, do the Olympia, and be like, okay, now what's up, But I gotta work. I gotta work for that.
Pregnant real quick before prep for the Olympia.
Yeah. Do a little 4 months baby protocol and do it.
Watch the moon.
Dude, you never know. Brendan Kirby told me that he had babies at all kinds of different parts of the prep and years and this and that.
They were just popping out.
Yeah, it was like you had one that was like off, one that was PRT, one that was on, one that was like 2 weeks out, one that was rebound after a show. It's like, dude, like he did all kinds of babies. I think he's at like 5. So
yeah, he's got some kids.
Yeah, he's got a whole like team, and they're all athletes too. They're like all look good and muscular.
The few of them look like studs too. So
yeah, it's great. Yeah, I think we all have good genetics. I think all our kids will probably be like good at whatever sport they're gonna do, right? Have to. The crazy thing, listen to that. So if we have good genetics, it means our parents have good genetics for muscles. So which of Nick, which of your parents is the bodybuilder potential one?
My dad.
Your dad?
Yeah, he competed.
Oh yeah, true. He competed, right?
Yeah.
So that's a new cue. Would it be your mom or your dad?
Yeah, so it's both actually. Like my dad, he's built. He used to work out, but my mom is like, she's got big hands, big feet, thick frame. Like 6'4", 6'3". So it's a bit of both.
I definitely got my mom's calves because my dad's got like no calf.
So what does your dad compare with whose calves? Like Johnny Jackson calves, Dexter Jackson calves? What kind of Dennis Wolf calves? What kind of calf does your dad have? Which bodybuilder do you compare it to?
They had some calves. Like he's got like no calf.
Oh, no.
Like it's like an ostrich. Like there's no calf.
Ostrich.
God, if he watches, I love you, Pop, but you got no calves.
It's okay. It's okay. You got your mom, so that's what's important.
She got big calves.
That's good. The mutant calves. Yeah. And Brett, which one of your parents is the bodybuilder?
It was more that just came from the athletic side of things. They're both athletes, college athletes. My dad was super, super fast. Like he held some record, the 60-meter dash, in his collegiate career and stuff. So he was super fast. I think they called him White Lightning.
That's funny. White Lightning. That's a cool name. That's a cool name for you.
It all. He even in college, which you don't see, is he played football, he ran track, and he played baseball all in college, which you don't see anymore very much. So
he wasn't broken.
And at the same time, my mom played college basketball, and so that's where they met. So it just kind of runs the family. I had a sister that was older sister, she's 4 years older than me. She played Division I college softball. So it was just kind of in our DNA, just the sports side of things. And then when I got done with playing college football, that's when I took the next step to bodybuilding because I was done playing, fulfilled that role.
Cool. That's dope. So it's like your dad was like I think with all the fast switch muscle, I would guess he would have the most potential to be a good bodybuilder.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He definitely, he's still in great shape. It's great.
That's cool.
Brett, you got any plans for the year or what?
I'm just feeling out these first, especially this growing right now, especially the next 2 months. Probably make a decision at the end of March or something, but I just really want to focus on. I'm in that good groove, where it's just like you're looking.
You don't want to fuck with it.
Yeah, I'm just like, hey, let's just put let's just do one day at a time. I'm not setting a date on anything.
Yeah.
Realistically thinking, I still need to get up, back into the 270, 280s and like maintain for a little bit. So, realistically, it'll probably be by August time frame.
Would you like to qualify for the Olympia this year?
I would. I do want to compete. It's not. We'll also see with this business kind of what how much that takes off and the demand on that, because that'll be the first thing. But I'm approaching it that way, man. I'm setting my dates and stuff. I definitely want to stage this year.
Oh yeah.
So what's in August for the shows?
When's Tampa? Yeah.
Tampa.
Yeah.
That's August, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, August, July. Then you also have.
Well, now that the Olympia's moved up a month, does that cut off shows for qualification or?
Yeah, I mean Tampa will still be in that. I don't know what.
Yeah, Texas would be still too, right?
Yeah, they just probably moved that up, and then you also have what's that Vegas one called?
Legion.
Oh, Reno.
Legion.
That one's in August as well.
Is that the last one, the Legion Sports Fest?
I think so.
I think so. I think that was, wasn't that like the last one when the Olympia was in October, the 2021?
Yes, I believe so. Or it was the first one after. I don't remember. Because remember when...
Yeah, I forget.
Because remember that's the one Sean won, I thought, against like Regan and...
Yes. And that was after, yes.
It was right after the Olympia.
Because the Olympia is the first weekend of October, right? I believe.
This year, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we need to make this happen. All of the Pure Muscle Radio crew on the Olympia stage, including Brett.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be dope, right?
I think that's definitely possible.
I mean, Nick for sure. Nick for sure gonna be there, but I think about all the rest of us. We fucking.
Oh wait, no. What did I read something? What was it? Nick's getting mad at me, but I read something. He won't get mad. I was skimming through Instagram and I saw Sean Ray said that Nick might not ever be back or something.
Yeah, I was like,
what?
Well, Generation Iron loves to put twist on.
Yeah, I know. I got him.
You know how my mom is, so she had to investigate. So she watched the whole interview and she's like, I think they twisted his words a bit.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, right when you saw who wrote it, you're like, okay, I don't believe it.
Well, it's like they made another one about me earlier in the day that said, I get mad when I see people texting on their phones or some dumb shit. And I'm like, if people actually watch the interview, that's not at all what I fucking said. I said, if somebody is on a machine you want to use, and you say, hey, excuse me, how many more sets you have? And they're like, oh, I got 2 more. Okay. And then I go sit back down, and then they're like this. Like that, then I'm like, okay, get the fuck off the phone. You know what I mean? But I even use we all use our phone. They didn't fuck that shit, man. I was like, are you kidding me?
Is that Generation Iron?
Yeah.
Dude,
and how that conversation came about was I like to play devil's advocate with Guy. On the last podcast we did, he got very upset. He was training back, but somebody was on a chest machine filming their chest on this one machine for 40 minutes. And he's like, he was really upset about it. I'm like, why? You weren't even doing chest. Who cares at that point?
It was just bothering that much you to talk about it, even though he wasn't even involved.
Yeah. Well, he's like, there's nobody that should be filming like that for 40 minutes on one machine. He was like, I want to do 3 exercises.
That's funny. I mean,
I'm like, I get it, but you were doing back, bro.
That's funny. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah.
He needs to rise the blood pressure every day. You know that.
Well, he's like, and I get where he was coming from, though, because he was like, now that he's a gym owner, he wants to figure out, the do's and don'ts here. And I'm like, look, this is the world we live in now. You kind of got to accept it for what it is. But, yeah, if somebody is on one machine for a long period of time and they're not moving and people want to use it, then, yeah, you can go say something. But if they're not bothering you, who cares?
Right.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Let me grab a phone charger real quick. I'll be right back.
Go ahead, yeah. Yeah, about Generation Iron, I did an interview with them, I think after the Cali, and they were talking about stuff. They were asking me questions about my passive addiction, but they were asking question for me to come say the answer that was to put me like in a bad light. They would try to trap me into saying stuff, and I didn't like that. I'm like, I know what you're doing, man. They were like,
I think it's completely disrespectful.
I hate that. I hate that. And the thing is, like, that's why like now if like I would have somebody would ask me, you want to do a podcast on generation? Never. No. First of all, like, we're getting like more exposure doing our own thing, all of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it used to be like we needed to depend on the magazines to be viewed. No more. No. Dude,
you don't need that shit.
No, back in the day, you had to do a shoot and then wait 6 months to be maybe put in a magazine. Now I want people to see my picture. I post it right here. It's done. So we don't need like to do interviews on like things like Generation Iron and stuff. So yeah,
I'm sure they'll watch this and quote me on that for another one.
Yeah, they could quote me too. I didn't like what they did it. Maybe it's not the whole Generation Iron, but maybe it was just the guy talking to me that was maybe not the best host. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
Benefit of the doubt. But yeah, I didn't like that when they try to trap you. It's dude. I got a funny story. The first time this happened to me, this is that. So I was 18 years old, and I was on this TV show called 15 Minutes of Fame, and it was about like local people in Quebec who were like did something, and they were like kind of like renowned a little bit. And because I did bodybuilding, I won the juniors like once or twice under 21 in Canada. So they interview me, they talk about training and stuff, and then they say, "So, do you know anything about steroids?" And I'm like,
like, what are you supposed to say?
I don't know anything about that actually. Then I'm like, okay, actually, tell me the question again. I'll answer properly. Oh, then I give like the fucking Justin Trudeau answer where it's like I go like all around and I never really answer the question like a politician, right? So, which I talk about all the other sports, this and that. I could be around the bush. So, okay, cool. Now I'm happy with my answer. So me and my whole like my ex's family back in the day, we sit down, we watch. Oh, this could be the show, and then they ask the question. They put the first answer on me looking like a fucking idiot with little bird sounds like I'm a fucking retard. So everybody laughed at me. The whole Quebec saw me like answering like an idiot, and I was like, man, never. I gotta be always ready to answer the questions because even if I say okay, I'll answer properly, they're gonna use the one that will create the most drama.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful when we record stuff with other people. We have to like they can take whatever they want if you sign a release. I learned the hard way. I was like, dude, I look like an idiot in front of the whole country. French Canadian country.
So Phil was actually telling me this story one time. So when like Phil was in his prime, I think after winning 4 or 5 Olympias or whatever, he went on he was in New York and they wanted him to go on like, and I don't know exactly what it was. Like Good Morning America or so. It was huge. It was a big deal. And so before he went in there, he was like, okay, but we are not talking about nothing about steroids. Like, do not ask me anything about steroids.
That was like probably the third question.
That was the draw. I'm drawing the line. They literally go in there. He sits down, like I said, national television. First fucking question.
Really?
Something about, and he like just stared at me. He goes, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Like, and he's like looking at the producers and stuff. And then like you, he kind of gave like a where around the answer. And then like, it was just a terrible interview because he was pissed the whole time. Like it's insane.
That's fucked up. They do that. Huh? I hate that.
No.
Yeah. They should have like I mean, now that I think people like when they actually respect you and they do podcasts, they actually ask like a lot of people ask me, is there anything you don't want to talk about before the podcast? Right? I like that.
Right.
And the thing for me, I will always say like, oh yeah, like gear and stuff, because the thing is like I'm not a doctor, and like none of us are when you really think about it, right? So
technically we shouldn't be spreading that information.
No,
right?
I mean, it's not, I mean, there's people like Chris Tuttle, like Viz, even Dorian, my coach, and maybe Matt talks about that. Jensen, they're like way more experienced than I am, and they have like all the information. Like I'm way more comfortable having them talk for me than me saying like, yeah, I think I got a couple CCs of this and that. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like I'm qualified enough for this. I'm not a doctor. I have a doctor actually supervising me with blood work and everything, Dr. Dwayne Jackson. I mean, I wish I did that when I was 20, to be honest. You know, back in the day, I don't think about you guys, but when I started training and competing and getting really into it, like in the 2000s, blood work wasn't popular.
No,
It wasn't a thing to do blood work. So blood work? Why? I think I'm good. I feel good. You know what I mean? So it's like I think it's really like a cool thing now that at least people are more informed because of the internet and also like more aware that it can be risky, right? So I think it's good that we have doctors now more and more supervising everything. Nick, like back in the when you started bodybuilding, was it like a popular thing, blood work? People talked about that. I mean, you're pretty young.
Not really. Not really. It was a thing, like you should get your blood work done, but it wasn't like a huge ordeal. You know, when I started this, I would get it done, but nobody made like, you know, you have to do this and this and this and this. It was just kind of like, you know, do your thing, and if you get it done, you get it done. If you don't, you don't.
And nobody checked on you. You know what I mean? It was just all personal. You do it if you want to, but no one's going to ask you about it.
Now I do think now it's being more promoted, which is a good thing to get it done and pay attention to the health, which I'm thoroughly happy about. But yeah, back then I don't think it was like a huge ordeal for all that. But then again, I feel like maybe it was, but because social media wasn't huge, it just never was that talked about the way it is now.
See, I don't think so. I just, not only that, but just there wasn't the availability. Like, you know, there wasn't.
Well, that's true too. There wasn't. Like you have clinics everywhere now.
Just the easiness, you know. Now you can go into a clinic and be like, "Hey, I'm here just to check my blood." You know,
That's what I do.
Right. Back then, doctor's appointment, you had to go into your like.
Not anymore. Yeah, doctor. You're right. You are right about that.
That's why
now I go through a clinic, a Magnus clinic. I'm friends with the owner. I just text him and say, "Hey, I want to get my blood work done." He sends me over the slip, and then I go when I'm ready.
You know how hard it was back in the day to go to your primary doctor and be like, walking fucking jacked up.
Yeah, they'd be like, "What are you noodle for?"
Why? You know that's what you were uncomfortable, and it made it. You know, it made it. Yep. They lectured you for the rest of your life. You know,
it's still like that in Canada unless you find a really good doctor.
Yeah, really.
Most people, it's like that. Yeah,
the family doctors are actually.
Well, I think it could be different, like state to state too. Because I know in Florida, it's pretty easier. I know for me in Vegas, it's easy. But I know when I was in Jersey, you had to go through doctors. Like, yeah, it wasn't.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You know what's
like
crazy
when somebody when I was told, like, hey, I get your blood work checked, I'd have to go, like what Brett said, through a whole process of shit before I could ever get it done.
It just matters as like on where the clinics have started to like really expand. You know, so like you said, back in my home state, Iowa. Like, I still talk to guys, they're like, yeah, there's only, like, one person you can go to in, like, the whole state. Like, it's just this personal doctor that does it for everybody because they don't have, like, there's not clinics yet or anything. It just matters on probably state regulations on what can be open and stuff, but also the demand for it. Yeah, so, like, if people are in demand, they're not going to have those clinics.
Dude, back in the days in Quebec, there was one Dr. Leblanc. Dr. Leblanc was doing, like, all the bitch shits thing.
I'm sorry, what's his name?
Dr. Leblanc. Dr. Leblanc. He was the only guy, like, if you had, like, somebody had bitch tits, he would go there, get something prescribed, and get a recommendation, and do the blood work. The only guy who did it in the whole province was this one guy, Dr. Leblanc. It's pretty funny, but now it's like you said, it's so much easier. But even, like you said earlier, you go to a normal family doctor, you say, oh, I want to check for my liver enzymes and also my hematocrit, this and that. You name a few things, and also the cortisol. They're going to make it so hard for you to just get tested. Like, dude, I think it's because it's free in Canada. They don't really, push it like that. But it's like, why make it hard to try to prevent healthy things and be healthy? It's so weird to me.
It is very weird.
But then they'll be like, hey, you want some OxyContin? If your back hurts, here you go. have some drugs.
Well, that's the problem, right? Like they preach how we're all so unhealthy, but they make it so hard. but they make it very easy to be unhealthy. You know?
Yeah.
All this.
Well, I know it's all about the money.
It's so crazy that I mean, if Justin was there, you could talk more about that. But the legalization of cannabis, right? It's like I don't think cannabis ever killed anyone that I'm aware of. Maybe through crime when it was illegal with the deals. But what about sugar? Huh? What about sugar in the grocery store? How much people does that kill? Nobody's talking about that.
Well,
but I heard. I think my fiance said I think my fiance said actually they're putting warnings on candies now. This is for sharing portions, little warnings, because people will just eat the whole bag. So they kind of like they're putting warnings now, like the cigarette warnings for poison. I heard that they're starting to put that on some candy bags, which is not bad. But the thing with me, if I'm smoking a cigarette, I know it's bad for me. If I'm eating a whole bag of candy, I know it's not good for me. But you know what's not good for me? Doing that every day. If you do it like once a week in the off season, I don't think it's that bad, right? It's all about moderation.
Well, yeah, everything is okay in moderation, but when you start doing things on a daily,
the guy with 23 inches arms. Everything's looking moderation. That's funny. Did you measure your arms since we measured them on the podcast, Nick?
No, I haven't.
No, yeah, that was crazy. Brett, we measured his arm on the podcast. Cold, they were 23.
Cold?
Yeah, have you ever heard about that? I've never witnessed that in my whole life. That was nuts.
I believe it.
Oh, and I measured Q's arms. I'm not going to say how big they were, but your arms were cold, right? When I measured them, Q?
Yeah.
That was, dude. That was. Did you want me to say it? I won't say it.
How far off?
He's between
not far off. Not far off.
I'll take a guess. 22 and 1/4.
I don't. He never told me what they are, so I don't know.
I didn't tell him. No.
How close am I?
Go. All right. See.
I can text you if you want.
Yeah, text me.
Okay.
Q, they weren't big enough. Q, that's worse.
Gotta work on them.
You get a text?
Woo!
No, it's pretty good.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I think that was right before you started like dipping in your weight, right? So, but I still think that they're fucking close to that. So that means pumped up, getting there. And the thing with Q that's crazy is that you have a good wingspan, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know if you remember Ronnie Coleman, but Ronnie Coleman had a good wingspan, and he had those huge ass fucking arms, which created a crazy effect. That's why I think your front double looks so like wide and the V taper so good, is because of your huge bellies and large wingspan and the fucking cannons you got on there. Good combo. I'm sure the whole world is pumped to see you compete in this year, Q.
I know I am.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw there was a post by this some account. Who are you excited to see to compete this year? They didn't name anybody, or they had like a few options, and there was people like just mentioning Quint Beastwood in the comments, and that were not even like in the choices of the people on the post. So that was cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's gonna be exciting, man. I'm happy to see Brett come back to it at the end of the year because I really like your physique. I said it before, so it's gonna be pretty sick this year. I think the caliber of bodybuilders right now, this year, is actually higher than it's been like in the few years past. I think I don't know. Maybe it's just a feeling I have. I feel like the quality of guys. It's like, dude, if you're like a top fucking 10 Olympia, you're fucking good. Back in the days, people talk about back in the days. I wish Milos was there because we fucking gang on him. But so back in the days, there was like 4 good guys. That's it, right? The rest was like the Olympia lineup was like, it was good, but it was not like this nowadays. Nowadays, they're bigger and they're leaner all the way through.
Yeah.
So I think people they got to respect today's caliber more.
I agree.
You know, just come to the Arnold. You'll see good caliber there. We got fucking the Mr. Olympia. We got the Samson. We got a bunch of really good. You know, the crazy thing about this Arnold is everybody's gonna have a fucking sick pair of legs on them. Yeah. Everyone has quads this year, right? Is there somebody who does it?
I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see James actually.
Yeah, same.
He's looking good.
Yep.
And I'm curious to see how Rafael looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, James looks great. James looks on point. Has Rafael posted any updates?
No, but now that he's with Neil, I'm curious to see how that change looks, you know?
Yeah.
Let's go see Mr. Ruffan. Rafael Ruffan?
He looked big.
I think improved.
Yeah.
I think he'll just get more attention with working with Neil.
Yeah, in his offseason, he looked like a lot bigger. He looked like he put on some good size.
He got big.
Yeah, that's the main thing I noticed with Rafael is that he got way bigger this offseason. Look at this guy. Come on. Force reps. Going hard in Brazil.
Yo, Brazil's where it's at, bro.
They got the craziest fans. This guy's a fan. He's not even his coach. He's just a fan there.
That's awesome.
So that's 2 days ago. Looking wide, looking full. Good chest on this guy, huh?
Yeah.
Great.
Yep.
And the cool thing with Rafael is that he got bigger, yeah, but his aesthetic is really, really good. Of all the guys, look at his quads here. There you go. Oh, fuck. This is a picture. See that here? Dude. See that?
He's got nice legs, for sure.
He's got nice, hard, full quads.
Yeah.
Like, he's not flat there. If that's flat, damn, that's good. So that's
Nice.
cool. That's dope. Who else is let's see. Who else is gonna
You got the other
James
guy. He always looks good in pictures. I'm excited to see what he looks like on stage next
Who?
to Horse MD.
Oh yeah, Horse MD. I think his legs are even bigger than the Rafan's.
Yeah.
Bells.
I don't know.
Is that an update here? Yeah, 10 hours. That's pretty good, man.
I think it looks like
I like
his
that.
waist was at last year, so I think that'll be huge for him.
Yeah, I think it's also the way you pose, right? Because he's like, he sucks the oblique.
Nick's been good lately, though. He don't really joke on people.
He's been on his best behavior.
Yeah, he's trying to get back on the YouTube. That's why.
Yeah.
So do you guys agree with poses like that in a tanning room with little, you know? I don't
really
rock with
post
it
like that, but
I don't rock with it.
I got one of my coolest photos like that. Like someone took me. This was in Spain, but I never posted it. I never did it. But I wouldn't do that. But it's like it was a pretty sick photo.
Dude, look at his arm. This guy is yoked. You're interesting. It's like he's got such a different body than Rafael, but both good in their own regards. Let's go see James real quick.
The only thing is like he doesn't show. His weakness was his back, and so I'm not seeing anything from his back.
Oh, yeah, that's a good technique for Instagram. That's the one I use also. Actually, my back is actually improving a little bit this year. But I really love the fact that James is looking like lean, dry, because we've seen the different types of James over the years, right? More full.
He just needs to come in really full, man.
Yeah, I think he needs to push hard and then gets full in the last 2 weeks. What do you think?
Yeah,
I like that. That's a good shot.
I definitely think like 2 weeks out, you should really bring it down hard, like you said, and then fill up the entire. You know what I mean? Like put it a little extra, and then just like explode with food because like he's always like hit or miss on that last little part right there.
So Brett, what's your favorite way to carb up that's worked for you?
Just the consistency of it. I mean, like I do a lot of in our carb up process. I do a lot of like cream of rice, like Pride Food stuff, and just large amounts of that. But then you can also calculate your water with that too. So we'll weigh the water, know exactly how much water we're getting, and then not throwing too much like cheese or anything in there. We tried that times, but I think it's just being consistent with those same meals, but it's just going to be a large amount.
That's cool. Yeah. So nothing fancy that's worked in the past. Like I know Chris Cormier was eating pie filling. He said that worked really well for him. Just cans of like pie filling. Just eat that. Fast sugars.
I couldn't. You broke up.
Oh, I said sorry. I said Chris Cormier was eating pie filling. That was his thing back in the day. He was eating like just jars of pie filling, just like fast sugars, and that worked for him. Yeah,
I heard, that's what Flex Wheeler would do too.
I guess that was a thing back then. I kind of want to try. Dude, there's one show I told Doran this year. I'm like, I want to spill over for one show. I want to be fucking full, like to the gills for at least one show this year. I never.
Pie filling is really good. I've had pie filling. It's really good.
It's really good.
It sounds.
I just enjoy the way it tastes.
Yeah, it sounds good right now.
Apple pie filling, you can just sit there.
Yeah, bro, that's the one.
That's the one. I gotta show you guys this bodybuilder right here. Tell me what you guys think.
Is it Quinton?
No, honest critique. That was this morning.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Hey, that's me.
I love the morning face.
Yeah, tired. Yeah, that's cute. That's cute without melanotan.
Did you do like which one do we like better here? Or
no, I just said because what I do when
I see your legs are different.
Yeah, the one on the right is better.
Yeah, so what I do is I wish I had a video here to show you guys, but I do it the transition and I go with that. I kind of like lock my upper body and then I step forward into the right and lock it back in. It's just the way I set up my shoulder this way for some reason. I can actually set it better with my legs like that. And then once the body and the hips are squared, I just bring the leg forward. It's just how I do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the one right. You look good, man. How much more do you think you got, honestly?
The glutes and are like there's a little bit of skin there still, like a little bit of fat, which is kind of tricky because if I'm flat, I got more wrinkles in my glutes. So it's like they kind of like get really hard at the end of the last 2 weeks, and then the last week when I carb up and dehydrate, I'm always good on stage with my glutes. To be honest, it's just that they don't push as hard. Like for example, my training partner Morgan, he's 325 right now. He's got tight, straight glutes, no wrinkles, just like hard butt of steel. So because there's so much muscle there, right? So I think
he's eating a lot of food, right?
Yeah, he's eating like 7K.
That's insane.
A day. Yeah. Yeah.
Morgan who?
So I'll show you who he is. He's my training partner.
Bald guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from he's a newfie actually. He's the only their newfie that turned pro since Frank McGrath. There he is. So that was 328 post chest day. He's
3 what?
328.
Oh my god! How tall is he?
6'2". Q, is this 6'2"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Antoine, how old is he?
He's like 30, 31.
Oh, he's young boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he a good training partner?
Yeah, because the thing is, I always train by myself usually, but me and him, we've had like it's 228 with the abs and the fucking hard quads. So I've always trained by myself because I've trained with everybody around here, right? And at some point you realize that, okay, yeah, maybe, for example, Doran has to choose specific machines for him because of he's more high risk for injuries. Q does his own thing over there. So not the same pace as me sometimes. Not that it's better or worse, it's just different, right? And then there's other guys where I train with, like I feel like I'm giving them something, and I'm not getting anything back. It's like I don't need anybody to be there to be accountable, to show up, right? So, but with him, it's like, okay, this guy's younger. He's 328 with abs. He's like shredded, and he's as strong as me or stronger on most things, stronger, especially on fucking legs. So it's like for me, it's like, okay, cool. Now I see this guy on a machine, a bigger bodybuilder than me. I'm motivated by just the sight of it, and also we push each other hard. We kind of have the same training style at the same time, so it just fits. And the cool thing, he's always on time.
Hey,
Yes.
That's rare.
That's why we got rid of you, right?
No. Q. We did some good trainings at first. It's just we just at some point we just did our own thing. It's fine like that. Yeah.
That's why we stopped training with Dorian.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I know you do it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe he's so busy. I get it.
Yeah.
Everybody comes at him, dude. You should see his phone sometimes. Right now, his phone. I'm sure you go through the text. It's like all like just blue spots, blue little dots. Like he needs to go back to everyone. So I can't even imagine having his life. Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Like my biggest pet peeve.
Oh yeah.
I kind of have the same thing going on, Antoine. I've been training with a guy named Nick Gloth.
Does he have an Instagram? We'll do a little shout out.
Yeah, he's just super strong. He's super knowledgeable, but like the reason, like for one thing, he's always on time, but he's stronger than me. Like especially on like legs and stuff, he is strong. So it's like been fun to like, I'm chasing him. Have you guys ever done a true squat? Do you know what a true squat machine is?
Yeah, he racks that shit out.
Racks it. The extender on. He puts 7.
I don't understand it.
7 plates on the true squat.
What's his Instagram?
4. I put on 4 and I get buried.
I think the highest I was able to go was 3 plates. I'm not kidding.
It's insane. It's like his name's Nick, Nick Gloff. So he's an extremely like bodybuilding like kind of nerd, but like in a smart way. He's extremely knowledgeable. That's what he does. He like writes people's programs. He's a coach and he does his specific like.
There he is.
Program. But yeah, so this is him. This is him doing 7 plates on the true squat with an extender on.
Yo, does my man knees ever hurt?
It doesn't really bring it up to me. I mean, you would think so, right?
Yeah, like you good?
Yeah. So, but no, he's impressive, and
that's so impressive. Even when I used to live there, he used to squat like 7 plates on his back for reps.
Okay, here's the craziest thing. He has a picture, like he has a shirt, and he has a picture of him front squatting. And I was looking at it one day. I was like, "How many plates are you front squatting there?" And he goes, 7 aside. He front squatted 7 plates per side.
Well, look at this too.
It's abnormal.
Why is he so strong?
I mean, he's fundamentally, that's what he's always done. He's just like,
wow.
Started college and just has gotten extremely strong. And he's extremely efficient as well. That's why I like training with him. Like it's all about.
I'll give him a follow. There you go. We'll follow.
Yeah, you'll learn a lot too. Like all his posts are just very information.
I love Nick. I love Nick.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Dude, that's.
I hope he's able to get on stage one day if he still wants to.
Yeah.
Wait, he never competed?
I think he has, but like he's just I think he just likes to train more.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's like kind of, in his life, he's just too busy right now too with his business,
coaching and stuff, right?
But there it is.
Yeah, and so like he is going to compete again someday, but right now he's just.
Dude,
like,
wait a minute.
Look at that, bro.
How many is that?
That's even stronger than James Hollenshed on this shit.
Yeah, there's a few
seen
things.
James do stuff like that, but bro,
not like look how deep that is.
Yeah, controlled.
The most I think I ever front squatted was like 2 plates.
So yeah, that's who I'm training with right now, and it's been great because we're like we're doing that, like all the hard shit. We're squatting like every other set,
How are you like squatting?
I've been enjoying it again. I really have. I've been like getting the stabilizers activated. I'll keep some kind of squat movement. We'll rotate through them. Right now we're doing the transformer bar, so just a barbell squat. I really want to get up to like 6 plates per side for reps. I'm at like 5 now for I did like 12, but I think I'll get 6 here in the next month or so, and then we'll move on. So we'll do a different kind of squatting movement from there. But that's just how he trains, and I like it right now, just to rebuild that base. I felt like I lost them. Where like you lose your stabilizers a little bit, everything's a little bit more sore. So that's good to start out that way.
That's awesome. And I think Q, I just thought about that. I think one of the reasons I don't train with you anymore is because you got so fucking strong too in the last year and a half on presses. It's like because and then when I'm like the whole time during the whole off season, my shoulder was hurting. I was like pressing 100s, and I would see Q on the side fucking incline pressing the 160s. I'm like, yeah, I'm not training with him. For that.
On that note,
I'll let him do that. Or even when you did your rows, Q was doing rows with 4 plates. I'm sure you can still do it, but they were like good rows. I'm like, how is he doing? It's like, then I try to remember, like, when I did rows at 4 plates, how it felt and how he's doing it. So it's just sometimes the strength has to be like the same and the training style the same. And I think people on time is also like just great things for compatibility for training partners. So I'm glad, Brett, you got your Nick there. Q's Q, you kind of bounce around sometimes. I see you train with like the French guy sometimes, right?
Yeah, he's good. The thing is, it's tough because like I always want to have a training partner, but I don't like to like message people. I don't like to talk to people. I don't want to talk. I don't want I don't want you to look at me. Like I just want to train
and push each other for the sets. That's it.
Yeah, but Vincent's good to train with. I could probably hit him up.
He's a good trainer, right?
I feel like most guys, like when you're like with how I look, with how strong I am, most guys are like just mesmerized when I'm training with them. You know, they're like.
Yeah,
when you started that, I honestly thought you meant like you don't like to text guys like, hey, let's train tomorrow at 3. You know, you're like, I don't even like to talk to people. You know,
that's funny.
I was like, Jesus.
I mean, give him a few weeks of prep still. Then we're gonna get the prep queue soon, and that's pretty much it.
Oh, it'll be even worse. But yeah, Vincent's very, very good. Like,
he's a good coach too, and his wife is also super jacked. She's actually more jacked than him.
Yeah,
she's got.
they're both pros. Talk about genetics here.
That's her kid.
Yeah, that's their kid. Yeah,
he had a hell of a bounce back.
Yeah, like it never happened. Huh? Crazy. So yeah, straight from France. He has a good body too. Look at that. He's a classic guy, right? I think he's a good coach because he's been like coaching a lot of people here. I see that. Yeah. He's a woman specialist. Man, I wish I was a woman specialist.
How do you get that title?
I don't know. How do you get that title? Taylor, am I a woman specialist? Better not be. Okay, whoops. All right.
I'm down my bio.
Whoops. Okay. Hey, guys, I actually got to go, but I think we've done a good amount of time here. It was a great podcast. Brett, thanks for coming on, and we'll do it some more if you guys like this time. To be honest, we can do that for the remaining time. And
I'm good with this if you guys are.
Okay, yeah. I thought I would be tired, but once I got going, I'm actually pretty good. So yeah. So okay. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. And we didn't do the Q&A, guys. So sorry in the comments, but if you have questions,
I know you made that story. And we just didn't know one question.
You know what I'll do? I'll just answer some right now on the cardio, and that'll be it. But so if you have questions, go in the comments, and we'll circle back with you guys. And thanks for the support. See ya.
See ya.
All right, so I stopped the recording.